Hey guys, we're out here on day 4. We have windows and doors all trimmed out, so I will just show you. This is our carport. It's a double carport, and then in the front half, and then in the back half it's going to be a patio. And then we've got a big garage door going into the house there, and a side door. And then this is the door to the shop over here. This will be all vaulted. And then your front porch over here. You get a couple windows up front, double front door, a front porch. Tomorrow we start trusses. These are our Alright, this is day 6. We've got trim put on. I guess like that's the under, I don't even know what that is. I think it's it looks like it's has holes. Who knows what that is? Not my job. And then the carport. So anytime you get materials, the first thing I did is I went through all of the metal over here and I checked for color. I made sure it was the matte. We're getting black matte, and I made sure it was the matte that we wanted. So I confirmed the color and I make sure it looked like it was enough, but you know, what do I know? And then over there is all of the roof. And then I was coming over here, and these weren't here the other day, but they had ordered the wrong trusses for us. So the trusses are supposed to go over this area, and it looks like they ordered it from our drawings, but you know, those drawings were made a year and a half ago, and we had changed it. So I had the contract changed, I had everything changed, but the plans still stayed the same because I wasn't going to change the plans just to change the plans and pay money and just waste money that way. So these are the old trusses over here. So I think they're going to figure out what to do with those, if they're going to send them back or what. But not my problem. But they're really accommodating. We got them sent over, so they should work on those tomorrow. And I think they're doing all the seams right now, like all the edges and all the undermounting. And I think they're gonna do all the facade over here too. So they wrapped all that. Yeah. So whenever you get supplies, if it's sitting here, no one's here. I don't like to snoop on people when they're working. But when no one's here, I definitely look. And me catching that ahead of time, if I wouldn't have said something, they would have installed those already. It would have been a lot harder fight to get what we ordered. So, all right. For the foundation, we had a couple different options. We're doing our concrete footers, which is what you see here. And that's basically like leveling your posts square into the ground, surrounded by concrete. And then the other option would be your permacolumns, which basically are lagged to a precast concrete footer, and that your 4x4s are well away from the water. Difference between these two is that the permacolumns, you're less likely that your posts will touch water, which means you're less resistant to rotting. And the permacolumns mean they're a step up from digging them directly in the ground, because if you put them directly in the ground, they will rot. So it just kind of prolongs that process. But you should get about 20 to 50 years. Here you can see where we have our trusses built out for our second floor. I chose this because, I mean, why not have an extra almost 1,000 square feet? With the pitch of the roof that we had plenty of space. And I think we went 48-foot trusses, which is the widest you can get before having to go to steel, if I'm not mistaken. See, told you those cathedral ceilings are well worth it. Looks so much better than what they had before. So this is our